તાજા સમાચાર તમારી ભાષામાં મેળવવા માટે ડાઉનલોડ કરો ગુજરાતી મિડ ડેની એપ.
कभी तो चिल्ला दो एक बार. आप चिल्लाओगे नहीं तो मतलब लोग काम नहीं करेंगे. सर एक बार आवाज लगा दो.
Me and Anurag, big difference is that I work for finite hours.
हाँ.
Anurag works longer hours, like he.
Call your own father Papa, but I've met people say Papa. I'm like, कौन है तेरा पापा भाई? How can Anurag Kashyap be your papa? No.
You know, Tabu was earlier in Vijay Path,
Correct,
those
correct.
films,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
Bol
yeah.
Baby Bol.
Yeah. How is he different from
They're
Hansal
very different.
being on a set? Like,
They're very different. I mean,
what sense?
they're both very, welcoming. And they're all about the team. They're all about, everyone's a bunch of friends working. Everyone's having a good time. It's
that's
not,
important.
It doesn't really feel like
you're not a
work.
toxic boss, basically.
No,
and
no,
neither
not
is
at
he.
all. Not at
He's
all.
not a toxic boss either.
No.
Not yelling at people. Like, क्या हो रहा है?
Never. On
Hate
the
those
contrary,
man.
we used to actually tell him कि यार कभी तो चिल्ला दो एक बार. आप चिल्लाओगे नहीं तो मतलब लोग काम नहीं करेंगे. सर एक बार आवाज लगा दो. ऐसे हम उनको जाके बोलना पड़ता था. I used to tell him also. I said, just once shout no. So
I
everyone
shout
gets
off
that
and
is-
on, but it's everybody knows, people smile when I'm shouting.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's not a good thing.
He's like क्या हो रहा है? And they're like,
Sir, sir, हो रहा है ना, हो रहा है.
Sir, acting कर रहे हैं, director कर रहे हैं.
No, the only difference I think between me and Anurag, big difference is that I work for finite hours.
हाँ.
Anurag works longer hours, like he likes.
There were no hours. I mean, we were shooting till it was done.
Right.
So it was also fun because it never really felt like now, people will of course say that, oh, it's crazy, you can't work more than 12 hours. But back then we wanted
Yeah, it doesn't
to.
seem like work.
No, we
Yeah.
didn't want, we wanted to. We
Yeah.
wanted to be there.
Yeah,
We
you
wanted
want to get it right, yeah.
We wanted to ensure that, he had everything. He had all the ammo, to shoot, and we wanted to do everything for him. All of us, whether it
But
was
that's
Shloka,
what Anurag-
Vasan,
That's what Anurag inspires in
Vicky,
people.
yeah.
I've learned from him. And he inspires that people want to give their everything to him.
Yeah, and we did. We were always there.
पापा बुलाते हैं बहुत लोग तो उसको.
हाँ?
In Versova they call him Papa only.
Really?
You don't call your own father Papa, but I've met people say Papa. I'm like, कौन है तेरा पापा भाई? How can Anurag Kashyap be your papa? No.
Only
I mean, he has a
I
cult
don't know.
following, right? He has the
He
thing
does,
going.
he has a following.
Yeah, he's like a भगवान की तरह मतलब बहुत. I mean, he's been like a mentor to a lot of indies in that sense.
No,
right?
a lot of big filmmakers now, like a lot of people who are doing a lot of work. Neeraj Gewan,
Right.
Vasan Bala, Shlok Sharma, me,
Vikram.
Vicky Kaushal, Vikram Motwani. But Vikram Motwani, they had a different relationship. I think they were working together.
Right.
Not.
That is more like an equal relationship.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the sense.
He
More-
wasn't an.
less than
I don't think
mentorship.
he was an assistant.
Acha.
I don't think so. Lots of us. I mean, Karuna Dutt or whether it is.
Fair enough. I mean, what Anurag became, say, a decade later, is what Ram Gopal Verma was in the late 90s. Would you agree? Hansal?
Ram Gopal Verma will never happen again. Anurag will also tell you that. Because I came in at the time when
Yes,
Ram Gopal
because you're
Verma,
right at the time. Yes.
it was that time. He empowered us like no one else did. Without actually.
He was doing his own thing, but by
not
inspiring.
patronizing. He would not give you, you would gather around him, but he would be that irreverence and the audacity, sheer audacity with which he did his work, and the sheer originality of how he saw stories. He was original. He was an absolute original. He would watch lots of films, but you wouldn't see that in his work.
Right.
He would just
Unless he
see-
talks about it himself.
yeah, unless he talks, it's so, and he's not afraid. Like that fearlessness, that sheer fearlessness in the 90s. It was a very difficult time. It was a time when financiers made films, not studios. There were no studios. So Bharat Bhai Shah made Satya.
Right. Right. True that. Yeah.
Jammu Sugandh made
Made,
Rangila.
Yeah. And
Dod.
company.
And Dod.
Dod. Yeah. But I get your point.
Yeah.
The larger point is
The
this.
larger point was that,
Yeah.
and then with like Bharat Bhai Shah was the big daddy.
Yeah.
And you make a film with Manoj Bajpayee, with a star from South, J.D. Chakrabarti. The only star was Urmila Matondkar. And you have all these new writers, Anurag Kashyap, Saurabh Shukla. Saurabh is also acting in the film in a major role.
Vishal's music.
Vishal's music. Vishal had broken out with Machis.
Machis, right.
So Vishal became like, one of this, Vishal was hot at that time. Chappa Chappa Charkha Chale and Choda Yam Wo Galiya was like a rage at that point in time. But with that, for Ramu to just say,
Do you think Satya was a turning point in that sense, Hansal?
totally.
And I'm asking you this question particularly because you knew these guys.
Satya was
Right.
also Manish Malhotra.
Only Urmila.
only
Rangila was Manish Malhotra.
No, even
His
in-
first-
Even Satya.
Satya, he may have done
Urmila's-
what costume.
Urmila's
I mean,
sarees.
But still,
Yeah, I
Urmila
think
said-
Manoj got his own clothes. He picked it up from the
Maybe,
store. and-
Everyone else picked up their own clothes. So Satya, I used to visit the sets of Satya. I was doing Jayate at that time. So it was happening almost parallelly. So Jayate began and then Satya began. So Anurag introduced me to RGV. I had seen Dod at that time. And actually I loved Dod. I enjoyed Dod. I thought it was like the maddest film I had seen.
Right. Yeah.
And Anurag went and told Ramu that Hansal, it didn't work for Hansal. I just, why did you tell him that?
Yes.
So Ramu, yeah, isn't okay. Then he showed me rough edits of Satya, and there was a young editor there, Apurva Asrani.
Who worked with you?
You worked with me for so many years.
Yeah.
So Apu was in the edit room. He showed me. Apu showed me some scenes over there, and I saw those scenes, and I said, "Wow, this is like, it's almost you felt at that time." He was editing at Rakesh Roshan's studio, Videocraft.
Okay.
It was called. So Filmcraft
In Andheri.
In Andheri.
Huh.
Filmcraft and video. It was in Santa Cruz actually.
Okay.
That was Rakesh Roshan's editing studio, video editing.
Okay, that he used to give out.
He used to give out.
Okay.
So Ramu used to work from there. So I went there to meet him. Anurag took me to meet him. And Ramu showed us scenes from the film. Very open, not afraid to show his work. It's in rough cut stage. And I felt you felt there, the energy, there's something, there's change. And Manoj, I saw Manoj was our friend. We'd been friends for so many years. And to see him there, that kind of energy, that mad energy, that very virile thing, and of course we never knew how
It will be received commercially.
what would happen to this
Yeah.
film. Nobody was expecting what eventually happened, but it was you felt that there was change
Something
around the
happening,
corner. The parallel cinema movement had sort of faded out. Like Govindji was making films,
Right.
Shyam Babu was making films. The same people were making films, and this new Maverick
Right.
was
All of
just-
who were your friends. Even before Satya, right? I mean, all these guys.
And the big Maverick.
Yeah.
Machis was one game changer because the music was fresh. They cast newcomers. Tabu was earlier in Vijay Path and
Correct,
those
correct.
films.
Yeah,
Bol
yeah.
Baby Bol.
Yeah.
So she was cast in that kind of a part, and with Chandrachur Singh, you had Jimmy Shergill in that film. And I used to visit the sets of Machis. You felt like these very heady times from 95 until 2000.
Right.
Very heady times because new people came in, new talent. You had Chandrachur Singh, Arshad Varsi,
Yeah.
then later Manoj Bajpayee. There were new stars on the horizon. Parallelly, there was Mukul Dev, Samrat Mukherjee. They were signing films like left, right, and center.
Those mainstream films.
Mainstream films. Mukul Dev was like the hottest star around. He was signing all the big films.
Interesting.
And Shah Rukh Khan, of course,
Rahul Roy.
was becoming the big star. No,
Yeah.
Rahul Roy was earlier. Ashiki.
Ashiki. What was that film of him where he becomes a lion or tiger?
Junoon.
Junoon. Yeah, that was a Mahesh Bhatt production.
Right.
Yeah, I remember that movie very clearly.
That
was
was,
quite
in,
wacky
that was,
though.
it was in the early 90s, no?
Yeah.
સબસ્ક્રાઇબ કરો ગુજરાતી મિડ ડે બેલ આઇકોન પર ક્લિક કરીને મેળવો તમામ વિડીયોના ડાયરેક્ટ નોટિફિકેશન.